Well. Good afternoon, ladies, divas, goddesses, queens, and gentlemen. Welcome to our live show. Or should I say, welcome to the Purple Passions weather forecast. Welcome to the Purple Passions News Week newsletter, okay? I am Ulysses Clark, and I'm one of the admins here at Purple Passions Boutique. I am the husband of the owner, Sabrina Clark, and I am here to give you guys the guidance for the rest of the month, for Juneteenth, and discuss all of these great things that Purple Passion has lined up for the future and for everything that you guys are going to have going on, okay? So if you can, we're still going to do the same thing. We're going to share and tag. I'm also going to do my part on that too, and I want to welcome you guys to our live show today, okay? So let's go ahead and get busy. I hope you guys are all having a super fantastic day. What is today? Today's Tuesday, right? Today, let me cut down my volume. I'm starting to echo myself, right? So let's see what we got. We got
hey Trisha.
Tuesday. My wife is here. I'm doing the talking because she just had an operation on Monday. So
I'm here.
She's gonna peek her head in here real quick.
Hey
Queens.
Hey Queens.
Make sure you get off your legs, sit down, relax. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll take care of everything.
Everybody, please share and tag because I try to get as much as people into
I'm
this
trying
live.
to get everybody in there so the information is getting filtered. That's the purpose of today, for me to filter the information to you guys, to have you guys prep for Juneteenth, for you guys to be successful for Juneteenth, and to be successful on our platform. So I got a lot of good information that how you doing, Miss Woolsey, that I want to put out to you guys to get you guys prepped and get you guys prepared for how things are working and how things are going to work, and just basically how to get you guys on the grid with what's going on here at Purple Passions Boutique, okay? So I'm tagging some people. Everybody please tag 10, share once. So I am reaching into and thank you for you guys that accepted my friend request. How you doing, Miss Drain? Hello, how you doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for accepting the friend request I sent out. I'm trying to get you guys on my page too, because my admin, Miss Trisha Micah, who's here with us, and my wife are constantly getting blocked from tagging. So I'm trying to take that load off of them, and because it's not a big deal if I get put in Facebook jail. It's kind of like being on deployment for a year and a half for me. Nothing you can do, right? So I don't have a problem, really. So I have a different way of looking at things. So, I've seen a lot in my 24 years with the service, so I don't think there's nothing that can really shake me, right? So,
welcome, ladies.
Welcome in today. Thank you guys for being here. I want to make sure that you guys are successful as possible, so I want to cover some ins and outs on here for you guys, and just to kind of just let you guys know what's going on.
I'm trying to, before we start, we will be probably like in 10 minutes really starting off where we have as much as people in there as possible, okay? Hey, Robin. So I'm trying to get as many as possible in here.
I'm tagging someone. If I tag my own wife and she's right here with me, that's I tag my own wife. She right here. I tagged her like, hey, you need to get in this live. That's crazy, right? Like,
oh my God.
I tagged my own wife. I'm sorry, Queens. I don't know what's going on. You guys know I think a little bit crazy when I'm on the camera, right? So I just want to let you guys know that I almost tagged you, Miss Woolsey. I know you're already in here. Let me look. Okay, let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just shared and tagged myself, which is my responsibility to do that too if I want to be successful. So, how's everybody doing today? Let me know how everybody's doing today. I got 7 people in. You guys let me know how you doing. How you feeling? What's going on? So I'm going to give you my forecast over here. Right now in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it is burning hot, right? It's like, 89?
95 today.
95 today, right? So it's 95 degrees right now, humid. I can't get to the beach because I got the beaches shut down. And this is our second hot day that you call summer. We didn't have a spring, so this is where I'm at. Howdy, Rich, howdy. So that is my weather forecast for right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now, okay? So what is it looking like in your neck of the woods? What's going on in your areas? Let me know. Let me know what's going on. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it cool? Is it rainy? Is it windy? What's going on?
We're supposed to get thunderstorms.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some thunderstorms. So this Milwaukee weather is, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a little bit different, but it's, it's got its own little things going on, right?
And and I also want to say that this chat is not only for sellers or only for shoppers. This is for both.
Right. So this chat that we're going to do is for everybody. It's for platform owners. It's for sellers. It's for shoppers. It's for buyers. It's for admins. It's for everybody. And I'm going to cover a little bit on everything. I'm going to cover a few of the grievances that has came up, from different things. And trust me, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm always a person. I don't have a problem pointing on the person if I have to, but I feel like that it's a better way than calling somebody out. If the shoe fits where we're all grown, we should be able to discuss these things. There's only in discussion can we reach a solution. And I'm one of the people that always believe there's always a solution for everything. And it's always the right solution. So that's why I'm here to talk with you guys and just kind of, and even get advices too. Some stuff is just going to be the way the platform runs, but, everybody's kind of got ideas on stuff that's going on. So I want to hear from you guys too.
So everybody, please go and tag 10 people for me.
Yeah, tag 10 people, share
10 people, please. 10 people into the live. Please tag for me 10 people. If everybody tag 10 people, then we should be pretty much okay.
Yeah.
I'm tagging myself, as you guys see. Tag for me, please, 10 people.
And I promise we gonna make this a little bit fun, a little bit interesting too. All right, so it's gonna be a fun thing too. So who else we got here? Who all we got? Let's see. If you here, say hello. Check in. Say yes, honey.
That's right.
Check in. Check in. Nobody told me about what's going on in the area. You guys must got some bad weather. That weather's so bad you guys didn't even let me know what's going on. It must be that you guys must got terrible weather. What we got? I see nothing but tags going on. Where my queens at tonight? This afternoon.
Yeah, we're tagging. Thank you, Miss Vicky. Thank you so much for tagging.
For tagging. Okay.
Thank you for tagging.
There we go. There we go. We're getting a little bit of trouble. Hold on. Let me put up my little screen back here so I can see. Maybe I'm missing some stuff on here.
Thank you, -6, for tagging. Thank you so much for tagging. Please, everyone, tag some 10 people in here.
Yes, honey. There we go. We got one. Our admin, rainy and humid. Oh
yes,
man.
Honey. Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, that weather can be mighty terrible out there in Kentucky. There we go.
All right. So I'm gonna just come on here and say something. A few words. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So today we're going to have, I'm just staying on one leg right now. Today we're going to have a chat talk, okay? We're going to chat about what's going to happen in July. We're going to talk about the sharing and tagging thing, okay? Which you also have a solution. We're going to talk about changes about our time, okay, in July. We're going to talk about canceling lives, okay, and other things. So we're going to talk about a whole bunch. And I want you guys to communicate and tell me what you don't like. Hey, Miss Tanya, how you doing? I want you to tell me what you don't like on Purple Passions Boutique that we can do better. Also, I know I'm normally not supposed to be here right now. I'm supposed to sit here, but
oh yes, honey. I know it is.
Ooh.
Yeah. When I went outside, I said I think it's 2 steps from devil outside.
Yeah.
So yes, honey.
So so we're gonna discuss. Okay. So I want you to feel free to talk as you know. God gave you the mouth to talk. So talk. I want you to tell me what you like, what you don't like. Okay. Because all what we can do is we can make things better. So this will not be a sale tonight. We're not selling nothing, okay? We're just talking this afternoon. We're just talking and we just discuss things, okay? And my husband will be the one who will be the talker because I really need to sit down. Yep, 90 minutes lives are awesome, exactly. So, and we also, I'm gonna try to say that I need to sit down there with me. Okay, ladies, hold on. All right. So
right.
you can start now.
So let me pull up my palm reader, right? Let me pull up my palm reader and see, because my wife had me taking all these notes, right? I felt like I was in class, right, with my 7th grade science teacher, Miss Hutchinson, right? She's down in Clearwater, Florida, you know, still have contact with her, and she used to make us do all these notes in the classroom, right?
Right.
So the first bullet point I got here is the flyer, okay? The flyer. So, we have a requirement for flyers, right? And that requirement is that your flyer needs to be in 1 day prior to you going live. I think it's going to be starting as of, July 1st? If you don't have...
No, the flash is already going.
Oh, no, but I'm saying if they don't have their flyer, then they're not going to be able to go live. Does that start July 1st?
Yeah,
so just starting July 1st, if your flyer is not complete, then you're not going to be able to go live on your scheduled day, okay? And I'm going to talk to you guys more or less about the flyer. And I'm going to give you my perspective on why I feel like it's important and how maybe you can look at it differently, all right? Doing a flyer is work. It's work. And it seems like when it comes to work and having to do that work, you know, then it becomes a situation. I don't have my flyer. I forgot. Flyer. Why do I need a flyer? You know, you already said I'm going live. My people know I'm going live, right? But yet when someone gets on a platform and they don't sell well, it's always the platform owner's fault. It's always that nobody shared and tagged. It's all these other reasons why stuff didn't happen, right? But let me tell you, a flyer is your way of promoting your page, right? It's the same as doing a commercial. It's the same as doing a reel. It's the same as doing an ad. So if you are doing that flyer, you are essentially promoting yourself, your name, your business. Okay.
Yes. So on this flyer, what I told my husband to say is basically on this flyer supposed to be the platform you're going on, your business name, and also we are going to promote your flyer, your business, 3 times a day. That means at nighttime, most of the time, post the lineup, which is going to be at nighttime. So the lineup with your flyer is already posted. And don't forget, we have almost 10,000 likes and almost 10,000 followers. Oh, we have 10,000 followers. So then I'm going to put it in the VIP group so everybody can see that you're going live. And I also put it right before you going live. I'm also posting it again in the VIP group and in the chat. So it's not 3, it's 4 times that you get promoted on 1 day right before you go live with your business on Purple Passions Boutique platform. And I don't know who else would do this because I haven't seen this on any platform. Matter of fact, I remember when I went live and I said my flyer, and my flyer was just thrown in there and nobody was saying next in line is blah, blah, blah. Nobody did that. And I think this is important because everybody has their favorites, you know, and they want to know when the favorite is coming on, because through the time of people posting stuff on Purple Passions Boutique and posting and post and lives are coming up. So the lineup is getting forgetting, you know, it's moving down. So we constantly, you know, pump it up and say next in line is this person, next in line is that person, you know. So I think that's important.
Yeah, so you know the flyer is what I have about it is it's just like Walmart, right? Walmart is established, right? And Walmart, just because they're Walmart, they don't stop promoting their business or their company. You know, even if they are worldwide or everywhere or just in the United States based, right? They're still promoting themselves, right? Because they want to get out in front of the competition. And I always tell people like it or love it, hate it or love it, right? Every seller on here, you know, it is a competition because everybody's kind of competing for the same dollar, or everybody's competing for $1, right? And if you're not promoted and that person can't find you, doesn't know where you're at, then that person is obviously going to go to that next person. Now, we may not be able to pick and choose where that person shops, but we can give ourselves the best chance of success, the best chance of getting the income that we seek to get. You know, we can also it's going to boost your algorithm. You know, within itself, it's also going to bring your name, yourself, and you the exposure that you need for whatever it is that you're trying to portray, whatever you're trying to do on your platform, okay? So this is just a guidance and advice that I'm giving to you guys because this is how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you know, you should put yourself in the best possible circumstance, to give yourself the best possibility, give yourself the most range, the most versatility by doing everything you can to promote each one of your live shows in order for you to put $1 in your pocket, okay? And trust me, if your clients like you, they're coming back to find you. They may not even come on until they see you to highlight with you, okay? So that's very, very important. So this is just a guidance that I'm giving to you guys. And I always say that my wife, I'm not saying me, but my wife as a platform owner should not be promoting your page more than you, right? But when you come to a platform, you come to a platform for 2 things guaranteed, and that is for that platform owner to share and tag for you and to promote you in order to get you out there.
And to provide shoppers.
And to provide shoppers, right?
That's why we come with the tagging in.
So that's why we come in with the tagging, right? So there's 2 things guaranteed to every seller when you go on a platform you're looking for. You know, and we're saying, okay, we're doing that. We expect for you to do it. We want you to do it. We want to set you up for success. And part of that success is how you approach what you're doing, okay? And which leads me to a point in between that I want to talk about. So we're not selling. No, we're not selling items today. We're doing a Purple Passions talk, okay? The next thing I want to talk to sellers about is re-upping and resetting, okay? Prepare for your lives, okay? When you burn through your rack and you sell 30 items, right? Then you're 30 items short and you got your lives coming up. You may have to push back on the live and say, hey, I can't. Or you may have to start spanning your racks where you rotate your front to your back to the front, push this to the side, don't show this, change up your next live and say, I'm just going to show this, you know, and I'm going to span out that time. But you need to be able to reset and re-up, okay? Because that's important. That is very, very important that you re-up and you reset for your next live. You may be on our platform and may run differently. You may go over to another platform that's going to run differently. But set yourself up for success by resetting. You have to reset. You have to do it, and it is a lot of work to get to sell your items, to get yourself together. It's a lot of work. I got it, but I'm just telling you, you don't have to do it. But I'm telling you what's going to be formidable for you being a seller, what you're going to be known for. When they know that you're prepared and you're always there on Johnny on the spot, always on point, then you're gonna be, you know, gravy baby. That's what I call it, gravy baby.
I would say if you have a rack with 100 items, you should be straight for an hour and a half.
Right. 100 items on a rack, you should be good for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But I just want to kind of put that out there because, you know, when you come in and you're not feeling good, or when you come in and you're just not prepared, or maybe you're working and work is too long, then guess what? You can't go. You know, I've been in that situation myself with my wife when we first started, you know, and I'm like, oh man, you know, and when you're not, your clients know it, okay? Your clients know it. So I'm just saying that, you know, what can potentially help you is how you prepare is going to be how you perform. That's going to be how your sales are going to generate. That is how things are going to work for you, okay? So these are just advices that I'm giving.
You forgot to say that you the weekly newsletter, you know, man.
Oh, I didn't say that?
No.
I did say that at the beginning.
You did?
I did say that.
Oh, I was
So also understand, I am your weekly newsletter in person. I'm your weekly weatherman in person, okay? So and I actually love doing this, trying to just, you know, give you guys some information so you guys can take it and run with it, right? Because I don't want to be a person to hold on to information. You know, we only get better if we hold on to information. But I'm telling you, how you prep is how you're going to perform. You know, a lot of people, you know, they take on and say, I've been selling for 4 or 5 years. They don't want to listen to guidance. They don't listen to success. Well, I tell you something. In the military, I got to go qualify with my weapon 2 times every year, regardless of what rank I am, all the way up to Sergeant Major. Okay? All the way up to any officer that you see. We still have to go qualify. We still have to take a PT test. We still have to train because we train as we fight. We train every day of our life, whether we know it or not. Things change. You know, different conditions change. You know, policy and procedure change. We have to train. But we always know that how we perform and how we train is how we're going to fight and how we're going to execute when that time matters. I got 6 tours. I executed all of them, but it was because of how I trained. And I didn't have that manner. So I'm a firm believer that no matter where you are in life, you can still learn. You can still get better. Even if you know it well now, you can know it better even if you do train. Even if you feel like you didn't gain anything. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying you got reset, prep for your lives, you're gonna do so much
P's.
better. Okay,
Yep, the 5 P's.
The 5 P's. There you go. You know, that's important. I'm telling you. You know, and you know, if you take the 5 P's anywhere you want to in life, when you take it somewhere in life with you, it's gonna be in your everyday and everything that you do. You know, I wasn't successful in the military until I understood and I grabbed hold of it, and I had to put myself all the way into what I was doing. And, you know, I know it's hard when you're doing this job, you're doing that job, and you're doing so many hats that you have to wear, so many different jobs, right? But I'm telling you, for each one, dedicate yourself. Dedicate yourself. Dedicate yourself. And success will come. I promise you this.
So, also, we have a lot of new sellers on the platform. So they signed up with me. They go into training right now. So those new sellers need support.
Right.
And they don't have any shoppers. They've never been on the platform before. They've never been out there before. They don't. And I know how this is because I was there. I went and paid $20 or $30 on the platform, and I walked out with 2 sales. And I didn't even make nothing because all my money went into the platform. And I had no support. Nobody was tagging. Nobody was sharing. And I hate that feeling that everybody would have when they start out of nothing with 0. And they might have little children at home. And there might be the last resort, you know, because they lost a job or whatever. To be like, hey, I'm going to go try sell something. So at least what Purple Passion's family can do is tag 10 people for that person, because out of 10, at least 1 may be able to shop. You know, I'm not saying that everybody has to shop, but at least 1 person could be shopping. And that 1 sale is better than nothing because it's already for free, you know. So that's how I think.
Yeah, and like I said, I kind of when I talk, I try to put my heart into it, right? Like Miss Tanya Leisure said, she said a smart woman, a man has forever learning and ability to accept feedback. Yeah, you have to be able to, you know. I have the ability to, you know, sit down with older people and talk with them. If anybody knows my story, you know, I met my father the first time when I was 38 years old.
Yeah, support the rookies, exactly.
When I was 38 years old, and that was on Father's Day. It's the first time I ever saw my father, right? You know, and I watched so many males grow up without fathers, and yet they're rambunctious. They get into all these situations and stuff, right? But I know there's guidance out there, right? And what I tell people is, when you give guidance, you know, because the person that follow your guidance doesn't mean you did something wrong. It's up to them to choose to accept that feedback or that guidance. I turned out fine with the same difficulties that other people had, right? And everybody's situation is different. But what I'm saying is that if you accept feedback, if you accept guidance, if you take a time to take apart the guidance, apply it to yourself, or see what works for you. Everything may not work for you. You take what you need, you leave the rest. You can turn into the most successful person, you know, in your life. You know, I had a strong mother. You know, she was boots to butt, and that's why I turned out the way that I did. You know, but I'm just saying that, you know, and just a caveat of my wife said, we've got new I know a couple of them that they have multiple children. They don't have their job, and they're doing this because anything they can do to support those children, they're willing to do. And they're going to be new shoppers, you know, I mean, not new shoppers, new sellers on our platform. They're going to be looking to those same people that I looked to when I jumped on a live and had zero people there and 0 sales. You know, they're going to look into those same people. They're going to be studying and critiquing those same people that I did when they get on there, right? Because I'm going to give them the names.
And
I'm
you go
going
to
to tell
bed
them,
and you be crying. You be like, oh, my God.
Then I go to bed crying, and I tell my wife, I'm like, hold me, you know, and I'm up there crying, you know, and all kinds of stuff, you know, because it's hard.
It is
you know,
hard.
It's hard, you know, and I'm telling you, you know, when I'm saying share and tag, everybody's like, why you share? I'm saying that because it's people that need that support. I'm a quartermaster by heart, but I've crossed into combat arms in my military career. Quartermaster support, infantry, and everybody else is front line, right? Combat arms. What I'm saying is I understood the migration of both, and you got to understand that, you know, it's all about support. And that's the only way that you can get ahead. We have to support those new people that are coming in.
Look, today, for example, right? Today, Miss Williams was on in the morning at 11 o'clock, right? And she sent me a message, and I said, I hope you had a good life. And this is the first time she went live on Purple Passions.
How you doing, Miss Jeffries?
Yeah, this is the first time she went live on Purple Passions Boutique. And she said, She said, Miss Sabrina, I'm going to be back. She said, I had a terrific life. I had so much support. Thank you so, so much.
Right.
And she had 30 some sales.
Right.
So I was like, wow, that's nice. And she said, that's absolutely fantastic.
Right.
So it made my heart so happy, you know,
Right.
because she felt good.
Right. And part of what I'm doing is as an admin behind my wife, I'm looking at your analytics and I'm looking at what can I do to help you be more successful? What can the platform do to make you more successful? I'm looking at the things because I want everybody to do well, feel good, and be successful. I promise you I do. So I'm already checking on. I'm like, man, she didn't have that many sales. Okay, what can we do? And I'm gonna give you a point right now that you can check into too, that people probably haven't thought about. What are your demographics for where your location is? Where you're selling, and then what are your demographics for those platforms you choose to be on? What are your demographics, right? Because when you start looking at demographics, like me and the population that I service, which is what you guys are doing as sellers to shoppers, right? Your demographics is, hey, who am I selling to? What is their date range, age range, anniversaries, birthdays? All that can be ideal. You know, if you're going through Lowell shops, right, you can be setting up where they get points and going to different statuses, different classes with birthdays. They get something in front of as sellers. You so much you can really be doing and be maneuvering around, right? But what are your demographics? I understand that when I'm thrifting for, you know, the population that I service, I understand what the sizes are. So I'm not just keeping racks with, you know, a certain amount of sizes.
And as many.
I'm going to find size. I'm like, okay, this person likes this. This is nice. This will probably fit her. Well, I remember this person likes this. Okay, they're at this age. So I'm finding things that are within that age range, that date range, you know, things that they like, the comments that they've made. You know, this is something that I'm doing. How you doing? How you doing, Ms. Minnie? Right? So this is things that I'm doing. So I'm asking you, hey, do you know the demographics for those clients that you have that you're selling to all the time, right? Because they will follow you anywhere, but what are your demographics? Sometimes we lose clients because we don't know the demographics, right? They expect to be catered to. They expect for you to, you know, to know what they need, what they like, right? So, you know, I got one and she's on it. She just said hello, you know, and she had checked me a while ago. She, this was probably a year ago. And she said, hey, have you noticed that when I buy something, I always buy this, what you call it? And I was like, oh, wow. Nah, she's not, now, she's been one of my shoppers religiously for 6 months already. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even understand that, right? But when she told me, I said, oh, that's demographics. Okay. You know, so, she kind of put that on me. So, you know, I just wanted to try to reach out to you guys and say, hey, you know,
pay attention
to your demographics, right?
What your shoppers like.
And also you gotta, you know, they want to be entertained. Okay. They do. You know, I call it a live show because it's a show. They coming to see you. You know, you plastered all on that screen. You know, you in there, you know, like Miss Minute, you know, you doing all these different things. I saw one, she came in there and she was riding a bull. You know, this was like 8 months ago. And she had the full cowboy get up on, and she was riding a bull. I promise you. And I thought it was like the coolest thing, right? Because she was trying to entertain, right? And I thought it was neat that she did that because she came to entertain. You look at the old Family Feud. I'm talking about the old one, not the new one. You know, the old Alex Trebek's in Jeopardy. All those different things, right? Building community platform that you feel home one day. Yep. One happy corner in the World Wide Web. Yep. Okay. And thank you for sharing, Miss Minnie. You know, all these different things, you know, like Wheel of Fortune. You know, you come to be entertained. The price is right. Mm-hmm. Just think of it as you putting on your own show for your platform and you're there to entertain. And as you entertain, right, then I'm telling you, the happy hormones are going to flow. People are going to be excited. They're going to want to come to see there and be you. And your sales are going to boost. You're going to boost your algorithm. You're going to do a lot of things that's going to potentially help you out, okay?
Right.
So,
our next point will be any questions to that? Any questions? So today you can question anything that you want. Anything that you want to know, you can question. If anything that bothers you, you know, just write it in comments and we're going to talk about it. Any and everything. That's what we are doing today. Because this is like a 2 months review since Purple Passion Boutique opened the doors to all the sellers out, right? So we gained not only sellers, we gained a whole bunch of shoppers too. And a whole bunch of sellers, you know, they come into our platform, you know, constantly and loving it, you know. So, but also we're gonna have to put in some boundaries and some rules because as we flowing, like I said, we're flowing right now. The flowing went into too much flowing. So, and the too much flowing, we have to kind a little bit, you know, control. So therefore, control matters need to, you know, happen in that. And this is what we're going to discuss. Also, Juneteenth is going to be on Thursday. Thursday this week is going to be Juneteenth, June 19th. And I booked every seller that wanted to participate on Juneteenth. So there will be no cancellation. If you have no other way but to cancel, then I need to know it before, because I have on a hot plate sellers that want to participate. I have on a hot plate sellers, they couldn't find a slot anymore, but they would like to participate just in case you changed your mind on Juneteenth.
You got a question up there. Can I subscribe from your page, the 99 cents from your link on your page?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we're gonna come on the subscription too.
I haven't got there yet, but yes, you can. Juneteenth. So we talked about flyers, right?
Tammy,
so
yes.
Your flyers need to be completed no later than 12 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, 12 p.m. EST. All right. 12
At midnight tomorrow, 12 p.m. I need the flyer.
You want midnight tomorw?
Midnight, yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be midnight. So you got from now
11:59 p.m.
11:59 p.m.
I need the flyer.
I had it early afternoon, so I put it wrong. Okay. It's going to be 11:59 p.m. tomorrow, okay?
Yes.
All flyers need to be in for Juneteenth, all right?
Right.
And now we're going to cover what is to be expected for Juneteenth, okay? I want you guys to bring your best items for your hour live, okay? Make sure that you guys are properly dressed.
Hold on, wait a minute. I just need to answer Vicky Drain. Cancellation, what are the rules? So this replies to Juneteenth right now. If you have to cancel on Juneteenth because there is no other way, there will be no cancellation fee, because I have sellers that would like to hop on that slot, right? So so there will be no cancellation fee or anything. Cancellation fee, we're gonna start, you know, from July 1st. Right. So that's the boundaries that's gonna come. But also on like I said, on Juneteenth, which is this Thursday, if you want to participate and something happened and you can't, you need to let me know so I can put somebody instead of your spot, some other basically seller in.
Right.
That's what the thing is.
Right.
Okay. So I hope that everybody can participate, and I hope I get everybody's flyer. Some of you guys already sent me flyers, so thank you to those who are, you know, thinking ahead of time and send me the flyers. Thank you so much. I really truly appreciate that. So now.
That helps your promotion too, as you send those flyers in by the deadlines we set, or if you do it ahead of time, because that means that your flyer is going to be out for a longer duration, which means it's going to get more looks and more views. Okay, so views and looks help. All right, everybody, I want everybody to be dressed properly, and let me cover this point in a wider scope. So I got some complaints about sellers when the camera's not right and the camera is showing up, and when they turn around and seeing too much drink, I need nothing right now, babe. Okay. When they have too much butt in the screen, they're too close, and there's too much other breasts and cleavage and all this stuff, right? I'm not reading too deep into anything, okay? That's not my thing, right? You know, I'm trying to make sure that you are clothed. We don't want nobody running into there with nothing on, all right? With the Victoria's Secret, right? We don't need that, all right? So I don't, please make sure you dress properly and appropriate, you know. And when I say that, that means that I want you to dress so that you can appease and amuse everybody that potentially may come see you on that live show, all right?
Yeah.
I want you to dress that so that what's going to make your family happy and people to come see you, so you represent your family and your name the right way. That is the guidance that I give, okay? So I want everybody, right? I want everybody to dress properly, right? Hey, dress for your culture if you want to, okay? Because it is a cultural thing. And also I want everybody to know, too, that on our platform, I welcome everybody.
So no Speedos?
yeah, no Speedos. No Speedos, all right? No, no Speedos. None of those Victoria things that I was showing the other day. I couldn't figure out what it was. You guys had to tell me what they were. I need you guys to be together, right? But I want you guys to represent yourself, your family, your business in the right context, okay? Some people complained, and I don't think I judge a lot of intent. I don't think the intent of anybody was that, and those are things that we correct as an admin, like I am, and say, hey, change your camera view. This is what got said, and I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just letting you know what got said, and it's up to you whether you want to change it, but it's gonna help boost your stuff, okay? So that's the type of person I am, right? Be prepared to entertain, because like I said, it's a show. Be prepared to entertain, okay? I swore down that guy on Wheel of Fortune. I swore down that he had a toupee. I promise you he did. I don't care what nobody said. Nobody ever looked at his hair. They were like, Vanna White looks good. They looked at him like, it's got to be a toupee, because his hair was perfect for years. It had to be a toupee, okay? And then he smiled. He had like the freshest set of porcelain teeth I ever saw. I'm like, hey, he's probably bald and missing the whole front right there, right? But, he stayed in there, right? And he always had that suit with that little thing in the pocket. I was like, man, he is clean though, right? That's a nice toupee. So I'm just saying, be prepared to entertain, okay? Smile, smile, like that.
Not like that, but
not like that.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Like that.
Yeah. No, not like that. Ew.
Ew.
Yeah, like that. That's a real smile.
Be prepared to smile, right? It takes more to frown than it does to smile, okay? Work them cheek muscles. Do cheek push-ups, right? Smile. Right? So, leave Pastor Jack alone. You guys now probably thinking back too, like, that might have been a toupee, see? Yeah. I'm telling you. But, I love watching the show. I used to watch the show with my mother, right? So, it's a beautiful thing, right, when you get on there and smile. Now listen, there's going to be a lot of sellers, right, that are
Juneteenth is 1 hour.
Yeah, Juneteenth is 1 hour. You can hit the mouse. It's going to be. I don't know, 502 number. We got a lot of people that are a lot of platform owners are going to be going live, right? They're going to be going live. They're going to be putting on their own live event is what I'm trying to say. If I need to go out there, let me know. That might have been him.
No,
it's going to be
he's on his way.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of people that are going to have Juneteenth on their page, right? And some of them got certain things, like you're going to have them selling for $5. You got some are going to be doing this on their racks. You got a lot of different things going, okay? I haven't put any boundaries or restrictions on you guys. I just say that sellers get to choose their own price range, but keep in mind that many platforms will be hosting a lot of live events with set prices, okay? So as you have your racks together, have fun. And you may even want to consider doing a speed rack sale, okay? You may want to consider doing a speed rack because you got an hour. So you may want to have a rack. When I say speed rack, you got a rack that you can access and go through a lot. I don't know who this is. Here, you might want to take my phone from me. I don't know who this is. And check the messages. But do a speed rack sale and have your rack set up, and you're going through it pretty quick, okay? So that's what you might want to do for this live. I don't know, but do what works for you. I have no limitations and restrictions on you. We don't. So make sure that you guys are prepared. Make sure you guys reset. You have your rack set up, and you guys are good to go. So you guys got until that morning of Juneteenth, and by your time frame to be ready to go. Okay. So what's the next thing I have on my points?
I gotta give you your phone. Hold on.
Yeah. So that covers Juneteenth. Now, we'll be going. Okay, so we already covered that on July 1st. We'll be going back to 1.5 hour lives, okay?
No, on Juneteenth is 1 hour with 15 minutes difference when the next sellers come.
Oh, I'm talking about July 1st.
Oh,
as a July, I'm sorry, not Juneteenth. July 1st, we will be going to 1.5 hour lives. We already covered that, okay? So, we've already done that. So anything that's been booked for July right now, I've canceled myself until we revamp that schedule and we set it at 1.5 hours. Then you guys will be good to go. Okay. So I want you guys to just pay attention to that, and I will let you know
dress
what you guys
into the theme.
So Try to dress to the theme if you can. 4th of July is coming up too. We haven't decided what we're going to do for that. It will be something, but try to dress to the theme. On our platform, like I said, I'm welcoming all ethnicities, all nationalities, you know, any race, color, and culture. You're welcome on this platform. So our demographics are not just to one or to either side. It's to everybody, okay? We cater to everybody, and we want you guys to be successful, okay? So the more the merrier is what I say. If you're planning on selling and doing your live shows, then everybody needs to subscribe, okay? So subscribe. That subscribe link will be, I think it's all over my wife's page, all over the Purple Patch Boutique page. It's in a chat group. And if you can't find it, if it's not working for you, then let us know, and we will accommodate you as far as with the subscription. And we already covered that it's going to be a $7 cancellation fee as far as when you set up your lives. And with that said, y'all, I want to say that as you schedule lives, because for July, right, when you're going to need to subscribe, so that way that you have your live shows, which will be free. It's going to be a $7 cancellation fee. Take your time when you're scheduling those dates. Lots of times we say, hey, I want to jump in this date so nobody else gets it. Then by the time we get there, we've got to cancel. I've had to cancel, or a person cancel 4 or 5 lives, you know, and those slots that kind of got lost, okay?
Did you read what minus 6 said?
I would like to ask the people to speak up and try to talk close to the camera. It is really hard to hear when your back is to the camera. Okay, so one of the things that minus 6 says, and she, if you don't know minus 6, she is heading our gift shop for Purple Passion. She says, I would like to ask that people speak up and try to talk close to the camera. It's really hard to hear when your back is to the camera. So essentially what she's saying is that when you're talking, step to the camera and talk. That's going to help with the live show. Instead of probably reaching for an item and having your back turned and talking, it's kind of hard to digest what that information is as you're trying to put it out across that camera, okay? Mm-hmm. So essentially, July is going to be 90-minute lives. Cancellation is $7. I want you to understand, too, take your time with scheduling to make sure you're in the right position to schedule. And you can cancel yourself, okay? The same way that you schedule, the same way that you cancel. You go in there, you click meetings, you find your name, you click the dots at the end of your name. It's going to open it up to cancel, reschedule, and that's how you will cancel.
I'm going to say something to the canceling. So, as Purple Passions Boutique was open 2 months right now, right? Since May, basically. What happened was that a lot of people grabbed a whole bunch of lives and then forgot about it. They didn't even book lives, didn't even came on, didn't cancel, nothing. It was just said like this. So in the beginning, me and my admin Trisha, we were saying, okay, we're going to charge $7 cancellation fee if somebody is not, attending the live, because it got out of hand with this. I didn't charge nobody $7. I just let it alone. I said, okay, whatever, it is what it is. Now, since I'm watching this and we're like 2 months in, I really have to say that nothing changed. That people grabbing lives, forgetting about it, doesn't write down any dates when they go in live. Some messaging me and be like, hey, can you check when I'm live? You get, actually, when you book on the calendar, you get an email confirmation automatically from the calendar. The calendar is sending you a confirmation which says you are booked with Purple Passions Boutique on this day at this time. So if you need to take a pen and a paper, a pencil, whatever, and make notes and write it down for yourself, so you have it basically in your notes or whatever, or you open up your phone and you mark it in your phone that you are going live on this and this day. So from 1st of July on, okay, I put in the cancellation fee to $7 because the live is free. You get a free live, you get a free 1.5 hour live, which is 90 minutes. And if I cannot fill the slot with someone else, and you don't show up, no show, no communication, no talks and nothing like that, not even close to, so I will invoice you the $7 cancellation fee. So this is what I'm going to do. And then this starts from July 1st. So to the sellers who wants to go live on Private Passions Boutique, the only thing I'm asking for is to subscribe to Private Passions Boutique and pay the 99 cents subscription fee, okay? It's 99 cents and you can book as many lives as you want to throughout the whole month, okay? This is what I'm saying. So this is all I'm asking for with a cancellation fee. And with basically 1st of July, 90 minutes lives. Also, we're going to have another group chat. Hey, Miss Mia, how you doing? In the group chat, we'll have the name, does anyone have ... question mark. So does anyone have, because I have so many messages coming in. I have so many messages coming in from people. They're asking, do you have shoes size 9? Do you have shoes size 10? Do you have, this is for shoppers and sellers. It doesn't matter, right? Because everybody is looking for something constantly. And especially shoppers, like some want maxi dresses, right? So I said, okay, it might help when we have like a chat room, not our chat, but a special chat room where we put in things like, does anyone have? So shoppers can post and say, does anyone have maxi dresses, for example? And you sellers can post pictures, put on it how much you want for it, you know, on certain questions that the shoppers be looking for. Or even sellers. Sellers might be like, hey, do you have any shoe size 10? So everybody can drop their shoe sizes 10, what they have, and sell them, okay? So I think this is a great idea because I actually came on this idea back in the days when I was reading all my recipe books all the time. People used to say, does anyone has a recipe about banana pudding, for example? And you have to send banana pudding recipes in, you know, with a stamp on it to the people to the house. So since we since we know what internet is, right, and our online, so I thought this might be a great idea to have the group chat. Does anyone have, you know, and you can post whatever you are looking for, and shoppers can basically, you know, tell what they are looking for too, you know, and therefore you get to know your own shoppers as well too, like we talked before. So 99 cents is not a lot to ask for, especially when we are here paying 20 for 1 hour. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what I was. That was what I was doing for a year and a half. I was constantly paying $20 or $30 on some, you know, platforms, okay. And it was just, you know, I mean, you guys know I don't have to say nothing how that goes. Nobody helps, you know, you on your own basically.
So what about rescheduling lives, and how do we handle this? And will there be a no? So when you cancel, how I showed you how to cancel, when you click on those 3 buttons, it's gonna open up. It's gonna say cancel. It's gonna say reschedule. So you do have the option to reschedule too. Okay. So if it comes that far, we need to reschedule. We will. You know, we'll ride that boat when we need to. Okay. Afternoon. So don't worry about that. It's just far as cancellation, because it's hard for me to go in and say, hey, I need you to cancel my next 5 lives, and I'm like, okay, I gotta dip through 30 days worth of scheduling and find your specific times to cancel it. Okay, so that's why I say that. Our admin. So you want to talk about admin now? Okay. So
Trish, everybody knows here that Trisha Micah is Private Passions Boutique's admin. Okay, so now, normally, boutique owners do something for the admins, right? So since we opened the doors with Private Passion Boutique, Trisha has been actually all the time admin. Even before, when I was, you know, alone with my page, she was always, you know, my kind of support, you know, always on my right side, holding my hands through a lot of difficult situations. When I cried at nighttime, you know, she was like, it's okay, you know, and she always had a solution kind of for everything. And honestly, Trisha was the one who put me out there and said, hey, you should have your own page, you should have your own platform, you should do this.
Yeah, she did.
And I always had cold feet, you know, and I was always scared to jump into the water to do this. But I really have to say thank you so much, Miss Trisha, today, that you was always here for us. That you was my support. That you are always on my side. And whenever I cannot or something happened, that you always hopped in, because girls, ladies, queens, Trisha works. She is working from early in the morning till late at night. So she has a job. And the only thing I can say is I don't know how to thank you, enough. And I will come through. Trust me, I will come through. Per Passions Boutique is running free. So this $1 subscription is kind of, a way also to, to pay kind of my admin with that too a little bit, So this is not only that we want to get rich of anything, because obviously with 99 cents you cannot get rich at all.
Not for 99 cents.
Not with that. So it will be put in the right direction. And also -6, she's the one who runs the gift shop with the tumblers and all this. So she will come up with keychains, like you said, Trisha, and all kind of other things that she's gonna offer, that people can purchase and buy. So I think this is a great idea, and I think that we can make this happen if we work all together, holding hands and be like, hey, we got this. Because I always believe that not everything has to be money related, That's what I believe. Because it's too much evil out there. Everybody wants to, get one up on the next person, and it's not necessary if we do the right things.
Right. So, it's more than enough for everybody. And I always say that, it seems like sometimes that someone is trying to saw out the legs from underneath you in the chair that you're sitting in, right? And it's hard. But if we work together, like Miss Minnie said, teamwork makes the dream work, then it makes
monitors lives. She does Trisha, a lot.
And also that's what an admin's supposed to do. An admin is there to catch those trolls, to make sure that your battle rhythm, if you guys don't understand what a battle rhythm is, when you're in your live show and you have your momentum going, you have your battle rhythm going, that's your flow, okay? And she's there to keep that steady with you, and keep pace with you as you guys are doing that, okay? So an admin has a tough job, okay? They're there to stay there and monitor with you and keep things and make you successful, okay? So admin is supposed to be there as a support, So I'm there sometimes, and then I'm watching, but I'm kind of everywhere, But I'm basically trying to say, I'm looking at numbers at the end and say, okay, how can we make you more successful? Because when I hear about somebody saying they sold 30 plus items, I'm excited. I really am, because I know that helps you out, and that's good. I remember, like I said, having a donut at the end of a live show. So, and that's rough. Still play for our platform, everything, but a zero. And that's hard, which leads me into...
Yeah, and -6. So -6, as everybody know, and I'm going to put this out there too, she had a neck operation. Mm-hmm. And it was a very, very hard operation that she has behind her. So, and with that said, is she cannot work, as we move around and we do regular jobs. She cannot do this anymore after this operation. And therefore, Trisha, I, and my husband, we was talking, and we thought it would be such a great idea for her to have something to do, and she can be at home, and she can basically run the Perfect Passion gift shop. So she's not an admin or anything, because she will be not able to do all that, but she will run the gift shop, and she has proven it, already. Yeah. So, and therefore she's the best person for this. So shout out also to -6 for her help, and if anybody wants a tumbler or anything like that, then message her, message me, and we get you squared away. Thank you so much, -6.
Thank you, -6. Thank
which
you,
is
Trisha.
Robin.
And -6 and Robin are the same person. Yeah. And her husband is Rich. So you say Rich, or you see Richard on there, that's actually her husband. So we've known them for a while, and they've really been absolutely great as people. Great, as family, friends, and they're like family. We've watched their children grow up. They've watched us as foster parents and our children grow up. So they know all of our children know them. Just great people. So, we thank both of them, and Trisha's gotten attached to us too. We've gotten attached there too. So, and when we started this, we dreamt of this functioning as a family. And if we can, as long as we stay together, because communication is the A and O, and it's the bread and butter of this platform. So you have to be able to communicate. And with that said, I want to say so far we've only had 2 ghosters, okay? Two ghosters that we had to remove. I don't even like saying blocked, because blocked is just so simple of a word. You know, we removed them from the family, okay? They've been removed, and the process of that is by blocking them, okay? So hopefully we don't have that involvement with them again. But I also want everybody to understand with ghosting, okay? Don't make a person a ghoster if you haven't reached out in the proper channels. If you haven't, you know, we like to send out our invoice and give them 24 hours. If we haven't heard from them in 24 hours, then we normally give them 3 days, you know. But at the time we do that, we've definitely sent out the invoice by email. We sent it to the messenger, okay? And then if you guys don't know, you can set up how your paying system is going to remind them. So Square has its own reminder system. PayPal has its own reminder system, okay? So you can set up how you want them to be reminded every day, every 2 days. I think it's up to 3 to 5. You can set that whole duration, okay? And normally, you know, people are going to pay, all right? But as I said before, everybody follow what's on that platform. Whoever you shop with, follow exactly what they want, the criterion that they have for you, then follow that, okay? Follow that guidance, all right? And it's just like I said before, we got new shoppers. They need to develop that sense of trust. They need to develop that, you know, they need to be integrated into our platform and integrated into the thrifting and shopping network and all the people that they're going to encounter. So we need to make sure that we're setting a good example, setting that good presence as we start this off, okay? Mm-hmm. I got 2 more points. The other point I want to cover is buyer and shopper courtesy, okay? Now, one of the things I love on my platform is that their sharing is caring. They'll put an item on and say, hey, you know what? I saw you wanted the item. Here, I'm going to let you get this item. Hey, you know what? I don't need it. Here, I'm going to unclaim it so you can claim it. I love to see that. What I don't like to see is that a person know, and this has been stated to me so many times, and I said it has to be the courtesy of people and understand that you got to have people skills and people courtesy. But if a person you're directing traffic at this person saying, hey, put this number in for this item, you know, so you can have this item, and that person, somebody steps in and claims it, then I'm getting bombarded with all these messages like, they knew you were talking to me, they claimed this number, they claimed this item, you know, and it just goes from there. And I listen, and I say, okay, well, you know, or sometimes they'll put something in the bot, that bot doesn't pick it up, because I tell you, the bot is not perfect. I can tell you, I found 3 or 4 mistakes with the bot just on my own that I had to catch, you know. So I know the bot is not perfect. And if you ever watch me with my wife, you'll hear me ask my wife, what is the price on this? What's the number of that? I'm manually writing down everything, because that's how I learned in the military, to do everything manually, on top of having whatever electronic system working in the background. And I'm writing down everything manually. And so that's how I'm tracking all the information, who's buying what, who claims it, who passes. I'm handwriting that the whole time I'm behind the camera, okay? So I understand that. But you know, buyer shopper courtesy, what I'm saying is that I want you guys to be a little bit more loving and caring, okay? I want you guys to, you know, understand that some people are claiming that it may not be for them. It may be for their grandchild. It may be for anybody else, you know, but if someone's directing it, you can still step in there and claim it. I'm not telling you not to, but the right way. And I always believe that it's only one way to do things. That's the right way. The right way to write things, you know, is if you know it's supposed to go to that person, or that person is claiming it, and that whole attention has been directed to that person, they've been told to claim it, let that person claim that item, you know. And if you feel like you need that item, then you can message me on the side and say, hey, do you have more of this? Because I would like to have one too. And I promise you, I'm the first person trying to get out there and find what you need. I've had people ask me for vintage stuff that I had to get from California in order for them to have it. I'm always trying to accommodate my people and what your requests are, okay? The client is always right. But I'm not telling you anything. I'm not saying yay or nay. I'm just saying that these are one of the points someone brought up. And I always say that we as people are able to practice buyer and shopper courtesy, you know, and that just takes us being mature and being adult and believing into the right things to do it, okay? So I just want to let you guys know that sometimes it freezes. It's always good to go back and watch every live. Yeah.
Also, when you can't see comments, when you are on a live, right, as a seller, and you can't see comments, wipe from the left to the right and from right to left, like with your fingers. Okay, go back and forth, and 70% out of the time the comments all of a sudden appear. If not, you know, quit your life and come back. Do not quit the whole entire life, because as of right now, until July, you still have 2-hour lives, right?
Right.
So just get out, you know, and come back. and then see if the comments are showing up. It is a issue, and I experience this myself. Normally, when I don't see comments, I have a second device running, so I can check on the second device, or my husband be telling me what somebody wants or see or anything like that. So I always say have a tablet or something running, next with your phone at the same time, so you can see the comments at least, on the tablet if you can't see it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps a lot too, It's basically advices that I'm telling you out of my experiences, what I went through, So, and I don't want you to get frustrated and be like, oh my God, I don't see comments up, I'm hopping off, and there goes the life. No, you come back, you just try again.
She said, so Trish, Trish says, minus 6 has 97% of everything I want. Now that's family. Look at the money she saved me. So, yeah, they're always trading back and forth, right? And the last point I want to give you, Queens, thank you guys for being here and paying attention, going through this process, is going to be, does anyone have that? Okay? Does anyone have that? So this is going to be something that's implemented into the VIP chat group, okay? And it's called, does anyone have that? And you guys are probably like, what is that? What is that? Okay, so essentially that's going to be what?
It's going to be what I talked about before already. There's going to be a chat. We're gonna open up a new chat, and the name of the chat is gonna be, does anyone have? So, and sellers and shoppers, it don't matter, can both, post in there, because there is some we sellers, we have shoppers, and they come and they be like, I need a dress, and it has to be black, and it has to have this and that.
Right.
So you are able to reach out to that chat, basically the chat group, what I'm going to create, to any other sellers out there on Perfect Passions Boutique, to ask if they have a black dress and that size, and for what kind of money, and then treat out whatever you want. You can trade with another item, or you can sell. It's up to you how you solve this, But it's basically, it's a possibility to find that item,
Right, and that's on the basis of, to give you guys an example, what that's kind of like is, in the past we've had people say, hey, I'm getting ready to go on a cruise. I'm looking for a white dress. So that way, when I'm on the top of the cruise, it's going to be an all white party, all white, everyone's wearing all white.
Right.
I need to find this dress. No, I don't have the dress. But you can go into the group and say, does anyone have that? Does anybody have that white dress? I'm looking for XYZ. And then somebody on there may have it, and you may be able to swap it and trade it. You may be able to do the deal in order to get that item to that person, get it sold, however you want to do it. So we're gonna open that up and implement that to you guys as something else, as another form and means of you to communicate, sell items, and push items to the left or to the right of what you're trying to do, okay? So, and I see your comment with, yes, that happened to me, Miss Tanya Alicia, yes, this weekend, yes, with the comments. So, yeah, don't quit your live. If you have to go out and come back in, fine. Don't quit your live. Don't get frustrated. Because it's easy to get frustrated. And I tell you something too. I know that a lot of you queens get frustrated when you're in there. You got a lot of viewers. You're not selling items. It's hard, You can't make a person buy. All right. But I can tell you, if Walmart sells $10,000 this day, and then the day before they sold $60,000, Walmart is still opening their doors at the same time. They still got everybody on the schedule, and they got everybody on the register. They got everybody coming to work, regardless of what the sales look like. And it's just being consistent. Some days are going to be better than the other, but don't get frustrated. Don't point fingers, because through complaining, you're never going to make anything. Blessings work by how much you give, how much you prepare, how much you give to people, how much you set your presence with them is how you're going to benefit. I'm a firm believer that by blessing someone, you're going to get your blessings back. You're going to get them back the way that you want it. But when we have a lifestyle and we don't want to share it, we don't want to do this, we want to be upset and mad all the time, it's never going to profit or benefit you anything, okay? So with that said, I just want you guys to know, don't get frustrated. If you're having problems with the comments, go back and forth, and it should open up. We learned that from True North, Ms. Zenner over there. And I just want you guys to stay at what you're doing. You guys have been great. You guys have been superb. I'm proud of every one of you, and I think you guys have done a terrific and super fantastic job on our platform with selling and the stuff you're doing. Requesting delivery that will increase sales for everyone. Yep. So,
and I want you to understand that is not a punishment with the $7 cancellation fee.
Right.
If I tell you, and I'm not gonna name any names, but if I tell you what messages I received, a hurricane blown up their house, right?
Yeah. So,
They lost internet connection.
Yeah.
The whole house got blown into the woods.
I think one person had a tree laying on them at the time they sent me the message and told me they couldn't go live. It was like, hey, a tree's laying on me. I can't go live. And
Yes,
I'm like, and I'm the first person you thought to call when the tree fell on you, right? I thought I'm the first person you decided to call. I can't make the live show. I'm like, God bless you. You need to call the doctor now. That's a heavy tree. That tree messed up everything. The whole thinking process, the whole flow. We need to get to the doctor quick, right?
One person made a live video chat and she fainted in front of me on the floor, right? So I can't make this up. I'm just
one
telling
woman,
you.
she completely passed out, and I didn't know what to do at that point because I don't know who to call.
We wanted to call 911.
I didn't know what to do. You know, and I'm. You see how big my eyes are? I'm like.
So I know that anything can happen, okay, but you don't have to. Like, it's not worth the $7 to put some bad juju on yourself.
Yeah.
And with that said, I'm telling you something.
Thank you, Rich.
Today in the news in Milwaukee, right? There was a guy, and you can look this up actually because I read it today in the news. And this reminds me of my grandmother, what she used to tell me all the time. So when I was little, my grandma always said, do not invite the devil, okay? Do not knock on any devil's doors, okay? Don't sit in wheelchairs if you don't need it. Do not play with them, what is it called?
Walkers and rollers.
Walkers and rollers and all this if you don't need it, right? So don't play with that stuff because the stuff can be real quick, real to you, you know, and then you don't know what's going to happen. So I believe in that. So this morning, I read and I saw in the news that a guy, he works for the cemetery basically, and he laid himself into a coffin, into a coffin, and faked his death, and then he put money all over himself and a bottle, I think, of alcohol, whatever it was.
A bottle of whiskey.
And said he basically died and put pictures from himself on Facebook, and then 2 weeks later,
he died.
Mm-hmm. So 2 weeks later, he really died. So that's what I'm saying. There's certain things where we don't play, and this is just a lifestyle. It is not that serious, you know, that you have to make a whole situation out of this.
Yeah, only thing we're saying is that, you know, like, we don't believe in putting stuff on children and not coming here and going there, because when you do, bad things can come, all right? So we understand that there are going to be situations where you have to cancel. We understand that the $7 is not a punishment at all, okay?
No.
You know, the $7 in cancellation and the rules that we're given, it's about the cohesion of the group. Everybody on the same sheet of music, everybody's feet to the fire, everybody falling and walking that same line, because we have to. It has to be boundaries and rules for us to walk together and be family, because we're all holding each other at the end of the day. We're, you know, the platform is holding the seller is holding the platform. Okay?
And also shout out to Miss Vicky, and I want to say something about this too, because Miss Vicky, everybody knows, she is, I believe, in the wheelchair, right? So I want to tell you, Miss Vicky, shout out to you, because you know, with your handicap, what you're going on, still selling and doing, you know, and stepping in and doing what you're doing. I don't even know what to tell others that don't want to do anything with their lives, and they're, you know, they are perfectly healthy. So shout out to you, and may you get also blessings for that, because you're doing a great job, Miss Vicky. Yeah,
Miss Vicky, I want to say that. And when you need that time on there, then take your time. You know, like I said, I like to get to know the people from seller to shopper on what's going on, to know my demographics, to know what's going on with them, right? And I know, like that time, Miss Vicky, I know, remember I said, hey, take your time. You know, you got to. And I know many people that have children in that status. They have people in their families like that. I know as many people taking care of their parents. Okay.
Right.
So, like I said, I understand my demographics. I got Miss Annette Smith. She's going into surgery. She's in surgery today, actually.
Yeah.
She's in surgery today, actually. You know, but she reached out. I got her in our prayers. You know, it's different things that, you know, that I understand is going on with people. But I want everybody, like you said, communication is the best thing.
Miss Tammy.
And you may not just feel good. You know.
Also, shout out to Miss Tammy, because Miss Tammy, and she, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm pretty sure she don't mind. She got MS, and she's also out there,
Right.
you know, and still selling with all the medication and stuff what she has going
Right.
on. So shout out to you too, Miss Tammy. And I know we all have something, you know, we all not 100%, and we are not, you know, all super healthy, you know. And especially when we hit that age, you know, after 50, then all the little ouchies are coming, you know, the little problems and all this. But I want to just thank you, all of you guys, because you really do an excellent job.
Right.
If I tell you, sometimes, you know, I just speak different because I think there's the Italian out of me, because when I talk, I tell it in your face what I think. Don't think I'm rude, because I'm not. I want you to be successful. That's the only thing what I want. I want you to succeed in your sales, okay? So there's a couple of you that, you know, that I called, that I had conversations with, and I saw them bouncing back and doing better after this too. So shout out to everybody. All you sellers are great. I really, truly appreciate you all. I love you all from the bottom of my heart.
I understand, Miss Drain. My father is actually the one I talked about earlier that I've only met one time. My father's in a wheelchair.
Thank you, Miss Bunny.
Right. And he's been in there for years, you know. So, you know, I understand it's a lot of difficulties, and not just you, it's a lot of people, you know. I can tell you, you know, Miss Holmes, she's on there, and she's got a bucket of energy, you know. Like, I sometimes think she can go probably 3-4 hours because she's got that bucket of energy juice. I don't know what she's drinking. I don't know what kind of Gatorade it is. I've been looking for it in the store, Miss Minnie Holmes. She got just this bucket of juice, right? You know, it's like Space Jam, right? They drinking this juice, and then like, it's just water. It can't be just water because she is gone, right?
So
you know?
I tell you about Miss Minnie, right? She be singing Private Passions, oh, Private Passions. So I had a woman reaching out to me, and she sent me a message. She said, "Who is the platform owner, Miss Minnie or you?"
Yeah. Miss Holmes, you got them. They're saying, "Hey, Miss Holmes is the platform on the Purple Passions," right? But it's funny. What I'm saying is, you know, like, you know, I love her energy because she's got that energy, and I'm telling you, like, when you watch people like that, it's gonna motivate you. You know, it's going to motivate you to have a little bit more juice, a little more of that cohesion to push yourself further. That's how I made it in the military. I aligned myself that people that had that momentum, people that had that juice, people that was, you know, they came to PT early in the morning, and they, whether it was rain, hail, sleet, or snow, they had the same amount of energy every time they came, every day that they came, no matter what their age were. And that's important. So I want to thank all of you, you know, because it's more that I can mention. I know all of you guys are doing your thing, but I want to say that you guys are doing a superb job.
Subscribe. Get your subscriptions on, ladies. All the sellers. Subscribe to Purple Passions Boutique. I appreciate every shopper if you subscribe too. That would help our platform a lot. That would help, you know, towards our admin, you know, and everybody else. So please subscribe. It's only 99 cents for a whole month, and you will get so for those shoppers, okay, when you subscribe for 99 cents, you get 10% off your invoice. Yeah.
You're still getting 10% once a month on there for that 99-cent subscription.
You get more back. And for the sellers, you subscribe for 99 cents, and you go a whole month live for free. Mm-hmm. So see, I'm not keeping nothing. I'm still giving you.
Right. We're not keeping nothing, but you know, we're just trying to build that cohesion, you know. And like I said, yes, Miss Tanya Alicia, you know, we love having you around too, you know. I can tell you things that I like what you're doing, watching yours too, how you cater to the clients and the people, you know. Like I like to call all the people that choose to shop with you clients, right? Because they are, you know. Just think about
Miss Tanya, she actually offered herself to help too on times, you know, when nobody is available. So thank you so much, Miss Tanya Alicia. I love you too. For, you know, and she's actually the one who gave me the idea with the subscription. She was like, "Hey, why don't we do this?" And I was like, "Great idea." And
it is. And like I said, you know, this is all learning. It's all about the ideas. It's not just.
Thank you, Tammy.
You know, I like it when you guys bring in those ideas, because if I tell you, like some of our organics that we sold, those names came from our clients. You know, it didn't come from us. It came from our clients. You know, and like I said, from seller to shopper, from shopper to seller, we just got to band together and hold it down, you know, and that's the beauty of it. So I want to say that I just, you know, I can speak so much about you guys because you guys have been a blessing to us. You know, we anticipated, you know, way more drama and it just really hasn't been in it. And that's because of the maturity. That's because of the communication.
Yeah.
And that's been because of you guys just being the great and awesome people that you are.
And I want to say the last thing. Help me. Oh, God. What is it, the last thing? Oh, the last thing before I'm hopping off. So, what we're going to do is this, about ghosters, right? Because every platform handles ghosters different. So what I would like to see is that if you have a non-payer that is not paying your invoice for whatever reason, I'm going to make my hair right.
It's all about the hair.
It's all about the hair, okay? It's all about the hair. So, let me go. Okay. So, if you have a ghoster, right, and that ghoster is not paying the invoice for whatever reason, do not block that ghoster and say, I'm going to block the ghoster right now, and she's a ghoster, she didn't pay. Reach out to me. Reach out to me first, and I will message that so-called ghoster, okay? I'm going to message the person, and I'm going to ask what the problem is. And if that ghoster, that so-called ghoster,
That's good.
doesn't respond. Thank you. Thank you. It was all over the place just like 5 minutes ago. I saw it. So, and if that ghoster doesn't respond for whatever reason, okay, if you get nothing back and I don't get nothing back, then we block. Then we block that ghoster from Perfect Passions Boutique. If that so-called ghoster is messaging back and says, oh my God, what happened? I slept 2 days through and I didn't even know I was sleeping, you know. I was on my medications and whatsoever. I was in the hospital or I was whatever. So we give the ghoster a chance. This is what I'm believing in, okay? Because it might have something happen. It might have been some situations in their life, okay, that you don't know. Or the person didn't get paid and was ashamed or whatever. So we want to give a last chance to that person, basically, to make it right, okay? To make it right. And then if that person is not, I'm going to call it Ghostbusters. Oh, that's a good idea, Rich. We're going to call it Ghostbusters.
That's right.
That's him. He's going to be the one hunting him down.
Allow me to do my job for you. Allow me to do my job for you. My job is to get you paid, you know. So allow us to contact him and say, hey, you owe some money. Let's try to get you paid, okay?
Because at the end, right, at the end, it's about you made already the sales. You sold it already. And you want the person basically to take what they claimed. And this is what we're pushing for. You don't want the stuff back on the rack, you know, because it frustrates you and all this. So we want to make sure that the person is going to do that. And I had a situation with one person, not you, Miss Tanya, somebody else. What really, really upset me deeply, you know, because people like to immediately block, you know, and we don't want to do that. So we want to solve the situation on a nice way. And the person also don't have to be blocked, can, you know, keep on shopping if she or he is going to pay the invoices. That's all it is.
And just to caveat on that, what I always say is that, you know, with my wife, I always say that the reason why people are so quick to, because they've had those bad experiences with customers, they've had to do things by themselves, so they don't know any other avenue of approach in order to get paid. They say, oh, it's the same situation. They chalk it up in the same situation, and they move that way. And I say, look, give it to me, and if I can't do it, then we make that choice together. So you're still not walking by yourself.
That's
you're
right.
not walking through the situation by yourself, and your solution is not by yourself. Let us be that team that we're supposed to be. And if you guys love us, you'll see that we're going to move like this all the time. And if you guys stay with us, then you're going to move with us like that. And I'm telling you, you're going to see the difference in how your everyday and how everything changed, okay? Mm-hmm. So allow us to be there for you like we can, okay?
But, here comes the but, okay? Not the but. For a seller, if you sellers shop and you don't pay your invoices with other sellers, okay, then you cannot go live. Then you're going to have to go on timeout until you pay your invoices.
Yeah.
That's how it is, okay? So that's the rule on Perfect Passions. If you sellers shop with another seller and you don't pay your invoice with that seller, because you're supposed to be, what is that called? You're supposed to be...
You're held to a higher standard.
Higher standard.
A higher standard
than a shopper.
Because you know how things go.
Exactly.
You know how to reach out. You know how to communicate. You know how to find a seller. You know how to reach in there and do what you need to do.
If you can't pay your invoice for whatever reason, okay, then you reaching out. You be like, hey, I can't pay my invoice because blah, blah, blah. then the other seller will be like, okay, I'll wait. Or the other seller will be like, no, I'm not going to wait. I just cancel that invoice then, you know. But you need to communicate. You need to talk. And this is going to help. Time out. Exactly. This is going to help everyone at the same time without drama, because we want to be a drama-free zone. All right?
Yeah.
So the next person who is coming, hold on. I'm going to get my phone. Yeah. Oh, God. So the next person after me, she actually already messaged me, is going to be, let me see where she's at. Here. Miss Jennifer Santos is coming on.
So you got Miss Jennifer Santos. She's going to be on next. So you guys stay tuned. Come check out some things that she has. She's got a lot of nice things. I think it's going to be her first debut on our platform.
Yes.
It's going to be her first debut on our platform. So let's give her all the love and support that we can. And I just want to thank you guys for being here to listen to us talk and rant and rave. I know that we could have been selling items, but like I said, money isn't everything. Sometimes it's about bringing that information to you guys in a collective way, and then we digest it and then we move from there. If you guys got any questions and ideas, feel free to reach out to us directly and let us know. Thank you guys for being here. I hope your day has been beautiful, and I will see you guys later. Love you all. Mwah.